What kinds of drugs can affect your driving ability? A. Allergy medicine. B. Marijuana. C. Cold remedies. D. All of these choices. D. All of these choices. Many kinds of drugs can impair your ability to drive. This includes illegal drugs and legal prescription or over-the-counter medications. It can be a criminal offense to drive while impaired by any drug. When stopped at a red traffic light with a green arrow, you may proceed in the direction of the arrow if you A. First come to a complete stop. B. Wait until the light changes. C. Are in the proper lane and the intersection is clear. C. Are in the proper lane and the intersection is clear. You may proceed in the direction that a green arrow signal is pointing if you are in the proper lane, regardless of any other signals that are displayed. Before turning, you must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and vehicles already within the intersection. To see vehicles in your blind spots, you should check A. The inside rearview mirror. B. The outside rearview mirror. C. Over your shoulders. A steady yellow light at an intersection means A. Go. B. Yield to other cars. C. Slow down and prepare to stop. D. Stop. C. Slow down and prepare to stop. A steady yellow light indicates that a steady red light will soon appear. If you are driving toward an intersection and a yellow light appears, slow down and prepare to stop. If you are already within the intersection or cannot stop safely before entering the intersection, continue through carefully.
Want to ace your DMV test? Click on the link below and get your guaranteed cheat sheet.
This sign means A. Two-way traffic. B. Change in direction ahead. C. School zone and crossing. A. Two-way traffic. This sign informs drivers that they are leaving a divided roadway and approaching a two-way highway. You should not make sudden stops in front of large trucks and buses because A. Small vehicle drivers cannot adequately see large trucks and buses in their rear-view mirrors. B. Large trucks and buses, due to their size and weight, require longer distances to stop than smaller passenger vehicles. C. Large trucks and buses travel at a higher speeds than small vehicles. This sign means A. All traffic must turn left. B. No left turn. C. No U-turn. D. Truck route to the left. B. No left turn. This sign indicates that left turns are prohibited. If you plan to turn at an intersection, you should start to signal 50 to 75 feet before your turn. A. True. B. False. B. False. In South Carolina, the law requires you to signal at least 100 feet before making any kind of turn. When the road is marked with a solid yellow line and a broken yellow line, with the broken line next to your lane, you may pass. A. Only in an emergency. B. If you are on an expressway. C. If traffic is clear. D. Only at an intersection. C. If traffic is clear. When there is a solid yellow line and a broken yellow line in the center of the road and the broken line is next to your lane, you may cross the lines to pass if there is no oncoming traffic. How fast you drive does not affect the distance your vehicle travels after you brake to come to a stop. A. True. B. False. B. False. When driving in high-speed traffic, it is extremely important to stay well behind the vehicle in front of you. As your speed increases, the distance it will take for your vehicle to stop also increases. Driving more slowly than surrounding traffic is A. A good idea if the weather is bad. B. Appropriate if you don't know the speed limit. C. Often a hazard because other drivers may become frustrated and try to pass you. C. Often a hazard because other drivers may become frustrated and try to pass you. Driving more slowly than other traffic can be dangerous. Drivers behind you may become impatient and will be tempted to take dangerous risks to pass you. The most common mistake that drivers make when backing is failing to look both ways behind them. A. True. B. False. A. True. The most common mistake that drivers make when backing up is failing to look both ways behind them. Mirrors do not give you a full view. To see as much as possible, turn your body and head to the right and look through the rear window. Before switching on the ignition, you should A. Buckle your safety belt. B. Be sure all passengers have buckled their safety belts. C. Both of the above. C. Both of the above. Develop a routine for entering and leaving your car. Before switching on the ignition, buckle your safety belt and see that all passengers do likewise. What is the only effective way to remove alcohol from the body? A. Drink strong coffee. B. Wait. C. Take a cold shower. B. Wait. The only way to remove the effects of alcohol from the body is to let time pass. Eating, drinking coffee, or taking a shower will not speed up this process. If you are involved in an accident, you should A. Remain near the scene of the accident and move your vehicle to the shoulder of the road, if possible. B. Report the accident to the police within 1 week. C. Go to the nearest telephone and call for help. A. Remain near the scene of the accident and move your vehicle to the shoulder of the road, if possible. If you are involved in an accident, you must stop your vehicle and move it from the roadway, provide aid to anyone who is injured, notify law enforcement as soon as possible no matter who is at fault, exchange information with other drivers involved, and submit required reports to the DMV and to your insurance company. You are driving on a road with 2 or more lanes traveling in the same direction. You should A. Drive in any lane. B. Drive in the left lane, except to pass. C. Drive in the right lane, except to pass. C. Drive in the right lane, except to pass. On a multi-lane highway, slower traffic should travel in the right lane. Use the left lane to pass slower-moving traffic. Drivers are always required to stop for a stopped school bus when driving on a 2-lane road. A. True. B. False. A. True. Drivers are always required to stop for a stopped school bus when driving on a two-lane road, regardless of their direction of travel. You should exercise caution when driving near children. It is unlawful to a. Pass another vehicle in any marked no passing zone. b. Pass another vehicle over a railroad crossing. c. Both of the above. c. Both of the above. It is illegal to cross the centerline to pass when driving on hills, in curves, and in other locations where you cannot see ahead far enough to pass safely. You may not pass at street crossings, at railroad crossings, where signs indicate no passing zones, or where a solid yellow line is next to your lane. You may not pass when the vehicle in front of you has stopped for a pedestrian or when driving in work zones where passing would be hazardous. This sign means a. You can travel in either direction in this lane. b. There is two-way traffic. c. You are approaching a divided highway. b. There is two-way traffic. This sign warns of two-way traffic. When should you yield your legal right-of-way? a. Often, even at controlled intersections. b. Whenever it helps prevent collisions. c. Never. It confuses other drivers. b. Whenever it helps prevent collisions. Never assume other drivers will give you the right-of-way. Yield your right-of-way whenever it helps prevent collisions. This road sign means a. Watch for people crossing your path. b. No passing zone. c. Work zone ahead. c. Work zone ahead. This orange warning sign tells drivers that an area of roadwork is upcoming. When traveling through a work zone, stay alert for temporary traffic control devices. Which of the following statements is true? A. You should maintain at least a 3 to 4 second following distance under normal conditions. B. As speed increases, following distance should decrease. C. Following distances are only important on snow and ice. A. You should maintain at least a 3 to 4 second following distance under normal conditions. When following another vehicle on any street under normal driving conditions, maintain a 3 or 4 second gap between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. If any unusual conditions exist, such as rainy weather or increased traffic, increase your following distance. The consumption of alcohol while taking drugs can A. Decrease the effects of the drugs and alcohol. B. Increase the effects of both the drugs and alcohol. C. Help cure your illness. D. Improve your driving ability. B. Increase the effects of both the drugs and alcohol. The combination of alcohol and drugs, in some cases, can increase the effects of both the drugs and alcohol. It can be unsafe to drive after consuming either alcohol or drugs and is even more dangerous after combining them. Certain highway signs contain information about hazardous conditions. Such signs are known as A. Regulatory signs. B. Warning signs. C. Information signs. D. Guide signs. B. Warning signs. Warning signs advise drivers of potentially hazardous conditions. For your own safety, obey warning signs. Disregarding the information provided by a warning sign may result in an accident due to your negligence. To prevent yourself from becoming an aggressive driver. A. Relax and concentrate on driving. B. Drive above the posted speed limit. C. Tailgate the driver in front of you. A. Relax and concentrate on driving. To prevent yourself from becoming an aggressive driver, concentrate on driving and don't take the actions of other drivers personally. Be realistic about your travel time, drive within posted speed limits, and be forgiving of other drivers using the roadway. After you have passed a vehicle moving in the same direction, it is safe to move back into the right lane. A. After about 3 seconds. B. When you can no longer see the passed vehicle over your right shoulder. C. When you can see the entire front of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. C. When you can see the entire front of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. When passing, you should not return to your original lane until you can see both headlights of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. Always check your blind spots before moving back into your original lane. What does a single dashed yellow line separating traffic mean? A. Drivers may pass if it is safe to do so. B. Both lanes travel in the same direction. C. Drivers may not pass. D. Drivers may pass even if it could be dangerous. A. Drivers may pass if it is safe to do so. Yellow lines separate traffic moving in opposite directions. A single dashed yellow line in the center of a road indicates that vehicles traveling in both directions are permitted to pass. Drivers may only begin a pass if they will not interfere with any oncoming traffic. A driver that operates a vehicle on South Carolina roadways has already agreed to submit to a chemical test when requested by a law enforcement officer. A. True. B. False. A. True. South Carolina has an implied consent law. This means that by driving in the state, you give your consent to take a chemical test for intoxication, if called upon to do so. A merging lanes sign means drivers should be prepared to change lanes or allow other traffic to come into their lane. A. True. B. False. A. True. A merging lanes sign indicates that two lanes of traffic going the same direction will soon merge into one lane. Drivers should be ready to either change lanes or allow other traffic to merge into their lane. What does a single dashed white line separating traffic mean? A. Drivers may pass, even if it could be dangerous. B. Lanes move in opposite directions. C. Drivers may not pass. D. Drivers may pass if it is safe to do so. D. Drivers may pass if it is safe to do so. White lines separate lanes of traffic that are moving in the same direction. Dashed white lines may be crossed to pass or change lanes, if it is safe to do so.